Well, if you're thinking about checking out a movie this weekend, then this segment is for you. Movie critic David Ramsey is here to show us what he thought was pretty average, pretty awful, and then one that he actually enjoyed. So we welcome you back, Mr. Ramsey. It's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
I added a Mr. just because we put you on the big on the set.
I appreciate that. It's great.
All right, let's get right into it. A Man on a Ledge was one of the first things that you previewed.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I think so far this is the only film I'd recommend that's come out this year that I think it's really good. It's a story about a guy who's been sent to prison. He's a former cop. He's been wrongfully convicted, and so to get his word across, he breaks out of jail and ends up on the ledge on this building. And so when the police are trying to talk him down, they want to know what he wants. Well, he wants to be declared innocent.
Okay.
And then there's some other stuff going on.
Let me help you.
I always wondered if you were involved in this.
Involved in what?
There is someone talking to IA right now. Whose name are they going to come up with?
I'm your friend. Take my hand.
Whose name?
And then he asks for a specific negotiator, played by Elizabeth Banks, who just lost someone. And so he knows what he's playing with. And if his brother and somebody else are doing a little crime caper across the street, but he's actually distracting them. This is actually a very good film. It's tense, it's exciting, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it all falls together. I mean, the plot works. I really liked Man on a Ledge. 4 bags of popcorn. Now, it could be the fact that there's been such terrible films all year until now. This is the first good film I've seen this year.
It's by basis of comparison.
Exactly, sometimes. Although I think it may still be there at the end of the year. You will see. And then we have one that I was so excited about and so disappointed in. It's called The Gray. This is Liam Neeson. He always does a movie at the beginning of the year, and usually it's good. This time, I thought it was atrocious.
So we don't die. We build up a fire, then we find food, and at daybreak, we figure out what way is south, and we start walking. Nobody's going to find us. Not here.
Okay, he's an oil worker, and his job on the pipeline is to kill wolves or anybody who tries to threaten the workers. So, and he's suicidal at the beginning of the movie, and by the time the movie was over, I'd kind of wished he'd killed himself at the beginning.
Or you did.
Yeah, one or the other. But the plane crashes on the way back home, and his idea to try and save them, because suddenly there's wolves around the plane, is to walk away from the crash into the woods, which everybody knows you don't do that in a survival situation.
That's right, everybody knows. I knew that.
Everybody.
Do not leave the plane when you crash.
Exactly, or a car or anything else. And not only that, it gets to be a movie where you just suddenly start saying, okay, who's going to die next? And you can pick them off. You know who it's going to be all the way through the movie. And so many stupid things happen that I just couldn't stand it. The Gray, 1 bag of popcorn. It actually made me angry more often than anything.
Okay, all right, so yeah, he could have even got 1. All right, Haywire. Let's go straight to the clip and then we'll set it up.
Mallory, I hope you've decided to turn yourself in.
You can tell me right now why you sold me out and what you're into with Studer, or you can tell me in 10 minutes when I have my hands around your throat.
A special agent who's kind of an assassin gets turned on by her people that she works for, and so she goes on the run trying to figure out what's going on. There are some great scenes in this. I mean, some very action film. The star is Gina Carano, who is an MMA fighter, so the action is amazing. The fight scenes, her and Michael Fassbender, who's in every movie ever made apparently now, have a tremendous fight scene in a hotel room that lasts a while, but it's really good. This is part of it. And then the rest of the movie is really interesting. The plot is good. Steven Soderbergh. There's some great people in it. You got Michael Douglas. You've got Antonio Banderas. It's actually not bad, except her acting is but she's in there for the action. And the plot all comes together at the end. I liked Haywire. It's not brilliant, but it's a fun action movie. 3 bags of popcorn for that one.
I think we're going to go straight into Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Or Extremely Annoying and Incredibly Manipulative, as I call it.
All right, I've got amateur entomologist, francophile, amateur archaeologist, computer consultant.
Why amateur everything?
It's a compliment.
Amateur pacifist?
Okay, the story of this kid's father dies in 9/11. And he may have Asperger's, although they mentioned that just briefly at the beginning. And so he doesn't understand what's happened. He knows his father's dead, but he goes looking in his room one day and finds a key. And so he thinks his father's left that as a clue for him, because they used to always do these kind of clue games and find stuff. So he starts searching throughout New York to try and find where the key goes. Well, it gets stupid really quickly. And you see the stars here, they're barely in the movie. They're in it for just a few scenes. Thomas Horn is the star of the film. He's good, but the movie's very annoying. 2 bags of popcorn for this, but it was nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture.
I saw that.
Yeah, and then the next one is Robert Nod.
What kind of a shop?
I'm thinking maybe tobacco.
'Tobacco? 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 '
Well, yes. A tobacconist night. That would suit a man.
Glenn Close plays a woman who dresses as a man and pretends to be a man so she can get a job and survive in like the early 1900s in England. And actually, I always thought she looked like a man anyway. So, so there's not. But she was nominated for an Oscar, and so was Janet McTeer, who's another woman dressed as a man, so she could also get a job. But the thing is, she then falls in love with a woman, but she's not really. I don't know what's going on in this movie. It's boring. The acting is
That
good.
sums it up right there. I don't really know what's
forget
going
it.
on in
Wait
this
for the
movie.
DVD unless you really want to see Oscar-nominated acting. And then the final one. I can't remember the name of the final one.
Oh, that's it, I think. We did Man on the Ledge already.
That's right. That's it. That's it. So the one to see, Man on the Ledge. Oh, and the Katherine Heigl movie, they did not screen for reviews, which worries me.
That's never a good sign.
Never a good sign. So I would kind of avoid that one.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Sounds like you were tortured this last week.
Well, there's some good, some bad.